All right. Shh. Why would you say that on recording?
Ash doesn't even take physics.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. All right. So for this one, we need to figure out what are the roots. In this version, I don't give you any roots. In this version, I don't give you any roots. So what we need to do is figure out how to get the roots from here. So we need to do Q over P to help me figure out what are my roots. It doesn't really matter. But either way, it's going to be the last number on top and the first number on bottom. So this happens to be 2 and 2. But I'm not just doing 2 divided by 2. I'm doing all the factors of 2. So things that multiply to 2, 2 and 1. And then things that multiply to 2, 2 to 1. So now,
What if the last number is 2x squared?
it has to be a whole number, so it would be 0 in that case. Plus minus, yes. So in this case, I could have 2 over 2, 2 over 1, 1 over 2, or 1 over 1. But wait a second. Can we cross out anything here?
Yeah.
Which one?
No, the 2 over 1, the 2 over 2. 2 over 2 and the 1 over 1.
The only thing we could cross out is the 2 over 2 because that's already represented with 1 over 1. So the only thing you have is 2, a half, and 1, but you also have all plus or minuses. It could be a positive version or a negative version.
You can't cross cancel?
No, they're not multiplied to each other. I'm just listing them. Let me put commas, yeah. They're like listed. So I have 6 options here that I can start off with. Pay attention to me. Start off with 1, okay? Start off with 1 or negative 1. If it works, it should end up with a 0 when you synthetic division on the last term. If you don't end up with a 1 or a 0 at the end term, then you have to pick a number, and I'll show you how that looks. So 2, 1. Yeah, go ahead.
What's like the words on the problem gonna say? Like how do we know when to
Find all the factors of this polynomial.
And so how do we know not to factor it normally?
Can you factor this normally?
Oh, because there's a 2 in front?
There's no way you could factor this normally. You could get down to the point where you could factor normally. But we're not at that point yet because we're at x to the 4.
So you know how to do it because there's just a lot. But then yesterday, it was also you were also factoring it. So how do you know when to do the P over Q?
So this one I'm doing P over Q because I was given no roots. Sometimes I will say, oh, give me the roots given that I tell you, let's say 3i. Since you know 3i is one of them, you could start off with 3i, then do negative 3i, and then work from there. I'm giving you nothing, so you need to figure out what could be possible, which is the PQ thing. Okay? All right.
Why do you do that Q over P?
Because these are all the possible things that could be. It could be positive 2, negative 2, positive half, negative half, or positive 1, negative 1.
What would the question be overall?
It'll just be find the roots. Yes. So I'm doing synthetic division, which is adding down, multiplying up.
Is the same thing as factors?
Yes. 0, 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1. So what's the problem here? Did it end with a 0? No. So 1 is not an option. So positive 1, I should say, is not an option. So we could cross that out. So let's try negative 1 now. So I'll erase this. Did I mess up with my math? I don't think so.
No, you did it. It's 2, 3,
0, 1,
negative 3, negative 2.
1,
Yeah,
3.
2,
Well, it should be 3 at the end, but it doesn't matter. It's not.
2, 3, negative 3. 2, 3,
2,
3, negative
2, 3, negative. Well, 3. So that's negative 3.
Yeah, it's negative 3.
Negative 3 times 1 is
Negative 2.
negative 3. Oh, you're right, actually. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's negative 2 and then 0.
Okay, so negative 2, 0,
0.
0. Oh, wait, negative 2, then 0. Okay, so this one works. So 1 is a solution. So just put 1 in a box right here so you know.
So we have to try all 3 of them?
So you do it again. No. You do it again. Now check your options. It's still 2 to 2. So nothing has changed. Let's try, I don't know, like a half. Okay?
Why do you try that?
Let's just try a half.
That's 1 and 3. What do you do, negative 1 then?
You can do no. This is a good point. You could possibly, so technically what we do is then you would do the PQ again with 2 and negative 2, which would get you the same thing. You would just end up with the same place. So these are still possibilities. Positive 2, negative 2, positive 1, negative half. Also positive 1, negative 1 are still possibilities. So I could have another positive 1 in here. That's very possible.
So you just put in anything?
So you put in one of the 6 you have. Now, as soon as you prove one is wrong, you never have to do that one again. If you did it to the top, you prove it's wrong, it can never show up later.
But
Okay?
if it, let's say like
Yeah, go ahead.
let's say like it doesn't go right away. Like instead of 0 at the end, it's like a 4.
Then it's not a good answer.
Then you'd erase it and start.
Yeah, you start again. Let me just put this. -3. Okay. So pick a number.
Wait, why that's a number?
It has to be one of these numbers. Let's do a half.
Oh yeah, so adding those numbers.
2, yeah. So that's 1. 3 is 4. A half of that is 2. That is -1. Half of that is -1/2. That's -3/2 or 2.5. But that's not going to help us because this is canceled out, right? This is done. This is not 0. So does a half work? A half does not work in this case. So because a half does not work in this case, a half cannot be an option ever.
Now what's -2?
Wait, can you say that again?
Sure. Because half did not work, whether it didn't work on the top or the second or the third time you tried it, because it didn't work in one of the tries, you know a half cannot be ever the option here, no matter what.
Like if 2 never works, then it's
It'll never work no matter which level you're at.
Okay.
Okay? What's the next one we try? Somebody pick. 2, 2, 4, 7, 14. But we could kind of see what's the problem. 11 is going to grow out of control. So +2 is not an option.
-2.
Let's try -2.
Oh wow, these are a lot of things.
Oh, you have to like continuously try to see this.
Until you reduce it to the way you could get down.
Room on the paper to do this?
This will give you, I'll give you a full page on this. So there's a
whole
catch.
page for one problem?
Because if you guess
How
wrong,
many
you might
pages?
go,
Like 12 pages?
what do you, it's one problem
You're only giving us one problem. With
of this version, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do -1/2?
You could have done -1/2. I was just taking suggestions.
Oh, you don't.
-1/2 wouldn't work.
No, because you'll get,
You
so,
said on the test you're not going to give us problems with like 30 different.
yeah, this is only 6.
It's good.
So we have to do it 6
Only?
times.
Yeah. So this one's good.
No, it's not.
So -2 is one of my answers.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Let's look at the math.
Oh no, it's not. Oh
not.
yes, it is.
No, it is.
2
Now-
times 2 and then
Now your instinct might be, oh, I got a synthetic division again. But look at this. This is 2x² minus x minus 1. Wait a second. Could I able to factor something like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to get down to a point where you could actually do the math yourself and not force yourself to synthetic division.
It's x² minus x minus 2.
So a little slide and divide. Yep. Minus 2.
Wait, how
That
do you know
brings us
that?
up into x plus 1, x minus 2.
Wait, I don't understand what you said.
X minus 2, x plus 1. Wait, what are you asking?
Then divide by 2.
How did I get to here, you're asking?
No, how'd you get to 100?
Oh, bring the 2 over here. So there's a 2 now. I borrowed the 2.
Oh, I was doing this wrong.
And then divide by the thing I borrowed, which is 2. Which
x
means,
minus 1.
Oh, this is my favorite text I've ever gotten in my life.
and then the 2 is going to move to the front. So 2x plus 1.
Oh, Mr. T, I was doing this wrong the whole time.
Why?
Because I kept on, like, after I did.
Oh, these are,
1/2, and I did the synthetic division for the answers to the 1/2.
you could do it like that, but that's more annoying.
It doesn't work.
You could synthetic division. If you plug in, so this is a 1, and this is a -1/2. So if you did synthetic division of -1/2 or 1, it would work.
Look, I did synthetic division on that.
So you did that. So now,
But -2 doesn't work.
negative should work. This didn't work, right? So you're not coming from here though. You're coming from what worked, which means you have to use, this one worked, so this was the result, right?
Yeah.
You have to do it from
I'm saying
here.
that's what I did wrong.
Yeah.
I-
You're using the failed attempts, which is the problem, yeah.
So what's the answer?
So the answers are 1, -2, 1, -1/2. Those were the roots for this one.
What about the x minus 1, 2, x?
Well, x minus 1 equals 0,
what's
so
the
plus
actual
1.
answer? Not 1 and -2. It's 1 and
1,
-2.
-2, 1, -1/2. Those are the
You can have more
roots.
than one answer.
Yes. At this, you could have 4, well, you would have 4 answers. This case had a double root, happened to be 1 and 1, but it's
1, -2, and 1.
1, -2, and -1/2, and another 1. So
Another what?
another 1.
Oh, they're.
Because this part causes a 1 also. Now, what that means though, if I synthetic division this part with either negative a half or 1, it should still work. And you can check your work, but I would not do that. Okay.
So you set it up like 2x squared. Why? Because it goes through it twice?
No, because these are factors. Synthetic division shows these are factors.
I'm saying, why is it 2x squared, not like 2x cubed?
You only have 3 numbers. So it's x to the 0, x to the 1. You count up. X to the second. So that's how you go. All right? So these are your answers for that. All right? For this one, that was number 8, right? Number 9, give me a polynomial with these given zeros. So I give you the zeros, you give me the polynomial. Let's say it was 2, negative 3,
One and negative two. and
negative
also
4i.
one and negative
So you need to make a polynomial function that has these as answers. Now, if I gave you this, you also know what? You're also going to have, this in black is what I give you. You need to also realize, in order for this to work, you need I always forget what it is. But the flip of it. So 4i. Now, think about how this would look as an answer. If my answer was 2, that must have been before I got my answer, I'd have x minus 2. If my answer is negative 3, I must have had to answer x plus 3. If my answer is negative 4i, I must have had x plus 4i. If my answer was positive 4i, that must have meant I had an x minus 4i.
Why are you doing the I twice? Oh, because
You have to do the negative and the positive. Every I comes with a pair, okay? So then I'm just kind of foiling. I'll fold these together. I'll fold these together. X squared
Oh my God.
minus 2 plus 3 plus x minus 6.
There's ants on the whole school.
Ants are tiny.
Call
They're
your
okay.
father about it.
X squared
Just salted by his hand. Yeah,
Why would you x minus 2x plus
plus 16. What's up? Oh, minus 16.
X minus 2x plus 6.
Ask that
How'd you
one.
get x squared plus x minus 6? You foiled that?
Abby, give me my.
Yes, I foiled that and condensed it. So I did that on one move, though.
That was so good.
And stay down.
I killed him, Mr. T. Let's go.
And it came back into it.
All right. Then we'll continue.
Why is it 16 and not 16i squared?
Well, what's I squared?
Negative.
Negative 1, so I just moved it over.
You're smart. I didn't even know you liked that.
So foil, x to the 4th minus 16x squared plus x to the 3rd minus 16x minus 6x squared plus 16 times 6,
What is that in the parentheses?
96. What's up?
What is that in the parentheses?
Which one?
What you just wrote? Oh, it's negative 6x squared?
Yeah. So this is just me foiling, so distributing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, I see ants.
Combining in like times. X to the 4th plus x to the 3rd. Negative 16x squared minus 6x. Negative 22x squared minus 16x plus 96. So this is a polynomial that if you plugged in 2 or negative 3 or negative 4i or positive 4i, this would cause this to be 0 overall. No. Given the roots, give me a polynomial that has these roots.
So this, but basically, 2, negative 3, negative 4i are the kind of like the answers to the last one.
Yeah, there would be the answers to your factoring. Okay? Now I'm going to utilize this equation because I know this works already because we just did it. But I'm going to utilize this equation for our next question, okay?
This is another question.
So I'm going to kind of reverse the question basically.
Wait, go back for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Minus 16. Oh, you simplified it down?
Yeah, I'm just combining like
Wait,
terms.
it's 6x squared?
Negative 6x squared. So negative 16 minus 6 is
Wait,
negative.
so you got x to the 4th minus x
Negative
to
16 and then
minus
negative
22x.
16. Okay, so you're going to get basically the reverse problem with a starting point. So you'll have some equation like this, And I'm using this purposely because we already did the answer and I know this works. Okay? Assuming we did all that work correctly. And I tell you, please give me all the zeros of this polynomial, given that one of the zeros is, let's say, 4i, okay? So 4i, I know, is going to be part of my synthetic division. So let me put all the terms. 1, 1, negative 22, negative 16, 96. So since I know 4i is one of my zeros, so I give you this. I'm going to plug that into my synthetic division, start working it down.
Would the next one be negative 4i?
After you finish this, yes. You know you did it right if it ends up with a 0 at the end. So that's 4i. So that's 1 plus 4i. So that is 4i times 1 plus 4i is 4i minus 16. Add this. 4i minus 22 plus 16 is 38. Then multiply. 4i times 4i is again negative 16.
Wait, isn't it? It's
Did I mess up?
Squared minus 38.
Hmm?
It's 4i is 16 squared.
I squared, which is negative 16.
Minus 38. Minus 38, right?
38 here, yeah.
Yeah, but you get, since I squared, you get a number, like a normal number.
Yeah, but that's this one right here. But 1 times 4i is 4i.
No, for the next part though.
Oh, okay.
Multiply the 4i by the...
4i plus 4i is
Negative 16.
negative 16
Yeah, and then minus, isn't it minus 38 and then that would be the answer?
No, it'll be
minus 4 times 30i.
right?
Yeah, but why is this won't cancel out completely for some reason? Or did I mess up? Did I forget the sign? This is negative for sure. This is negative 16, that's for sure. Did I mess up? This is... Oh my god. So this one, it's x squared minus 16i squared. So this should be positive 16. So this is positive. This is positive. This would be negative in this case. You can see in purple what I changed. So then this is negative. 16 squared minus 6 squared would be 10x. Oh wait, 10 squared. Positive 10 squared. And then this will be a positive 16. All right.
What's going on?
I messed up in the previous question, which means it messed up in the next question.
I'm actually really trying.
Sorry about that.
Wait, what's the answer?
So it should be this for that previous section. It should be that for the previous section.
Tricky, what would you think would be my best bet of getting a good grade on this?
Study.
Right?
Yes.
But I don't understand this whole weird shenanigans in math.
Hire a tutor, I guess, at that point. What do you want me to do?
Oh yeah, get your cousins.
I'm really bad at it.
I don't know what you said. No, I will not. That's a no. So this will be 4i.
Is the school gonna bring in
Would you ask?
AP pre-calc? They're making it, the college board's creating AP
AP pre-calc. I've heard about that, but I don't know if Miss Kirsten is down for it. So
Would you teach that?
I don't know. Again, I don't get trusted with anything. I get trusted with the muck. So 1, 4i.
You get paid the same amount.
It is, and I've already done it so many years. I gotta unlock. So 4i minus 16, which means this is gonna be 4i minus 6.
Wait.
Negative 16
Wait.
minus 6 times 4 is 24i. This will be negative 24i, which is perfect because then it would be 96, which would be 0. Did I mess up again? I don't think so now. But.
when you multiply
Yeah.
this and this, isn't it 4i plus 16i squared?
Yeah, what was I squared?
Negative?
Yeah, so I make it minus 16.
So 4i minus,
Yeah. All right. Remember, with every negative, you need the composite. So if it's 4i, I must have negative 4i. So 1. This is minus 4i. Luckily, the second part's easy because basically the i's get canceled out.
Oh,
0.
as a lifeguard.
So then, now I'm left with x squared plus x minus 6. In this situation, I can set it equal to 0. So x plus 3, x minus 2. So then you get positive 2 and negative 3. As well as the negative 4i. So your answers is negative 4i, negative 3, and 2. No, that's fine. Because I'm asking you for the zeros. You don't have to reiterate it, but it is a 0.
For a while, for number 8, we didn't check like negative 1.5, we didn't check negative 1.
What do you mean? You could take any number, any of the roots, and if you plugged it into the original equation, if it became 0 at the end, that would be your check.
But we didn't do all of them.
Did we do all of them? What do you mean?
I don't think we checked it.
Well, we don't have to, because as soon as I get to here, I get to something I can factor by hand. So why would I continue doing the hard thing, checking all of them, when I could just do my answers now?
Oh, so if you kept on doing it, you'd find those either way.
Yes, you will eventually find that 1 would work again and negative half would work.
Like you wouldn't have to do the factor.
No, you could have kept going synthetic all the way down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one. I'm just gonna look at the test real quick on my phone to make sure I covered everything.
We got it right away with 1. So why can't we just base it off 1?
Well, 1, now I have this, right? The problem is this is 2x, this is negative 2, minus 3x, plus 3x squared, 2x cubed. Can you? No, because you can't factor by grouping here, even though it's 4 terms. Because they don't come out clean, I think. No. So you have to continue doing this. If you got lucky and you could factor by grouping, yeah, dude, go ahead.
So whenever you get a chance to do that, you do that?
If you can, yeah.
So if I started with negative 2.
Oh, that's right. Okay. What's up?
If I start whatever was what was the right answer again?
So the answers will be 1, negative 2, 1 and a half.
So if we started with negative 1/2, then we could.
Then you could keep going, yeah.
No, but then we could stop because it was easily factorable, right?
If you did negative 1/2 first as a synthetic division,
Yeah.
let's see. Let me just take this to another page. So we started, let's say, at negative 1/2, okay? So P. So we'll do with a negative 1/2. 2, 1, negative 6, 1, 2. So 2, that's a negative 1, that's a 0, that's a 0, that's a negative 6, that's a positive 3. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, that's negative 2, that's 0. So then we get, in this case, x, 2x to the 0, 1, 2, 3, third power, minus 6x plus 4. I don't think I can factor that, though.
X cubed. And where did the squared go? Okay, that's
0, so. I think if you did this, though, if you started with the 2, you might actually get lucky on that. So if we started with the, was it 2 or negative 2? I forgot. Negative 2. That'd be 2, 1, negative 6, 1, 2. 2, negative 4, negative 3. 6, 0. No, same problem. We're going to have a 0 that it's going to prevent us from factoring realistically. So-
Are there gonna be ones where it's impossible to factor? Like if you're on purpose, you're gonna get
No. They'll be factorable.
Like there's never gonna be one where you get a zero in the middle. It's always gonna be at the end.
It won't be a situation where it's impossible to finish it off with a simple factor. I want to do that because I know the answers could be. So because of that, it'll prevent that from happening, no matter what route you take, effectively. What am I trying to solve? Yeah, I guess so. All right, we'll end the recording.
He was like, no, I'm fine.